Welcome back to TeamSport Acton for the final round of the 2026 Grid Series Indoor Karting Championship. Here's Heat 1, and you can see I've qualified in 4th position, just behind Adonis, Owen, and I think on pole is Dante. Now, through the course of the series, Owen hasn't done that many rounds, I believe, so ultimately what I'm hoping to achieve here tonight is to beat Dom and Ivan, who are currently behind me on track, because they are in with a hunt, I believe, at this point in time, of beating me on points through the course of the series. We don't know for sure, because TeamSport maths, we don't really know what the totals are up to this point. I believe I'm leading the heavyweight standings, but there's no guarantee of that because we just don't know exactly what kind of points totals everyone is sitting on. So with all that being said, my objective tonight is just stay ahead of Dom and Ivan, ideally to beat Owen as well, but I'm not too fussed if he finds a way past. Try to give him a squeeze there to make sure he doesn't get the position back, but he's just about alongside, so can't really put him in the wall there. Again, he's got the inside here, so I'm just going to concede the position. He indicates he wants to work together, and yeah, I'm pretty much up for that at this point in the evening. There's no point in risking everything to beat someone who is so far behind on points. It's just not worth it. As the race draws on, though, it becomes clear that I just don't have the pace of Owen and Adonis up ahead. They're scrapping amongst themselves. That suits me fine so long as they're not holding me up, but the thing is they continue to fight, and we start drawing in that gap, getting a little bit closer, and this starts to become a little bit more dangerous. You can see there's contact between the two of them now, and I'm on the back of Owen's bumper as well. This is all starting to get a little bit dicey, so hopefully they will get their act together, stop colliding, and as sad as it sounds, just drive away from me, keep me out of trouble. Let's see what we can do. Unfortunately, there's more contact there. They've compromised each other again. Owen, I think, rightfully gives the position back, albeit temporarily, to Adonis. But that doesn't help me because in lifting he's basically slowed me down. You see I'm looking over my shoulder now because I'm aware that Ivan and Dom are not far behind, and as I usher Adonis back through, believing I'm not about to drive around to the outside of him, what we don't realise is we've just crossed the finish line and the nose of my kart was just a little bit ahead of Adonis's, which means I've beaten him. That was the end of the race. The lights are yet to go yellow, but believe it or not, I have just edged out Adonis there. Yeah, you can see he's a bit concerned about his left rear. I'm not sure what's going on there, but yeah. Okay, so Heat 2. That is the reverse of qualifying. And interesting tactic from Ivan up there, who started on pole. He just wasn't there for qualifying, so he's guaranteed himself pole position for Heat 2. It's definitely worked out well so far for him, hasn't it? I have to give that a try sometime. Off the start, we've managed to leapfrog Dom, and it looks like we might be able to have a go at Ivan to try and take the lead. I've got kart number 10, which is generally speaking pretty good. Having said that, Ivan is driving number 13, which is also not too bad at this point. Adonis is crashing the party. Maybe I should have lifted a little bit there because I wasn't going to get past him, and I've ended up costing us both a little bit of time. Dom going around the outside of us there, not able to get enough purchase to make the move stick, but now you can see that Adonis and Ivan are fighting quite a bit, and we've ended up with a compromised line which has given Dom the inside. It managed to hang out to dry around the outside and just out slot back in behind Ivan to retain that position. Hopefully now Adonis is just going to drive away from Ivan up in front, and we can just have a go at Ivan without too much disruption. That's what I was hoping for, but as the race draws on, unfortunately it's just not going to be that simple. We can see carried a lot more speed through that corner, and I think if I was just left to my own devices, I probably could get past Ivan. There's a significant time delta in terms of our pace, and if I could just have a go at him by myself, I could get past quite easily. Dante's got different ideas though. He wants to get up and catch Adonis up ahead. He's obviously fighting for the lightweight title with Adonis. That allows Dom back into the mix, and then Owen as well, who's jumped through on my inside. Danger everywhere I look here, and unfortunately that's actually given Ivan quite a bit of a gap up in front. I'm at the mercy now of Owen and Dante kind of getting past him and slowing him down, which they thankfully do. And now I'm right back on his bumper. So it's game on once again. Contact up ahead as Dante and Owen are scrapping. Hopefully that will resolve itself relatively quickly so I can concentrate on getting back past Ivan. No signs of that happening just now though, although they are driving away from us, which is hopefully going to give us a little bit of breathing space. Quick look over my shoulder there because I'm aware Dom is not far behind as well. You can see carrying much more speed through that corner, giving him a little bit of a bump from behind. No harm done, I think, but yeah, you can see he's holding us up quite significantly at this point. Have a little look down the inside, but there's nothing doing there. And a little reminder there as I glance over my shoulder that Dom is still very much in touch. At this point, Owen and Dante have driven away from us and built a little bit of a gap. So I'm starting to just size Ivan up and think about where he's slow and I'm fast. Not particularly good through that corner, it has to be said. We're about even on this straightish section, but this is seemingly one of the corners where I gain a lot of time. He's covered the inside quite well. A little bit of a nudge from me there and a bump from Dom in return from behind. I think that's just a symptom of us all being in close quarters. Nothing malicious going on there from anybody, I don't think. And as the race wears on, it starts to become apparent that Owen and Dante are getting a little bit closer again. They are scrapping quite a bit, and that is eventually going to bring us heavyweights, well, Owen's a heavyweight himself, but Ivan, myself and Dom back into the equation, unfortunately, and it's going to complicate matters. You can see I'm coming out of that corner with significantly more speed than Ivan up ahead, but there's really nowhere to deploy it. He's covering the inside quite well here. Have a little think about that, but there's just about not enough space. So I'll have to think again about where to make the move. Owen and Dante drawing ever closer up in front now. Again, I get a better drive than Ivan through that corner, but he's just doing enough to cover that inside and ward off any kind of potential move. Dangerously close now to Dante up in front. Now I think about the switchback. Can we get it done? Yes, just about managed to get the nose alongside, and we've squeezed through. So after several laps of trying, I'm now feeling pretty good until this happens. You can see as we go into slow-mo, whoosh, a thwack from behind. We're pushed wide, and Dom comes through on the inside. Now that was definitely a case of loading, and it's not really something that Dom tends to do. So I suspect he was probably being loaded in turn by Ivan behind. Either way, we've ended up in a situation where, having fought very hard to gain that position, we're basically back where we started. Can I find a way past Dom any more easily than I did Ivan? You can see we're following pretty closely in his wheel tracks. Definitely carrying a little bit more speed through that corner. Quick glance over the shoulder and covering the inside to make sure Ivan doesn't have a go. carrying a lot more speed through that corner. Dom goes defensive. I see the gap and I've gone for it. Just about managed to sneak through there. There is contact, but I think perhaps there was enough room for the front of the kart, maybe not the rear. So yeah, perhaps a little questionable, but I'm through. I've secured the position. Of course, Dante and Owen have disappeared down the road by this point, but happy to finish 4th in that heat because I've beaten Dom and Ivan, which is ultimately my objective tonight. Heat 3, random grid, so of course I'm starting on the back row ahead of only Ivan. Now, the objective for me tonight is just to beat Dom, who is currently in 3rd. He's already going defensive against Owen. Owen signals that he wants to work together. I'm quite happy to do that for this particular final. Just got to be sure that whatever we do, we don't bring Ivan back into the equation. Quick glance over the shoulder, no sign of him on that occasion. Carrying good speed through that corner, had managed to sneak around the outside of Owen here, but no point in trying that move. It's definitely not going to work. Now, I've slowed this one down because there is a little bit of minor contact between Owen and Dom, which results in Owen getting past. You see he puts his hands up in apology there. And in the cooldown room, Owen does indicate that that contact was due to being loaded from behind by me. I don't know what you think about that, but I'm pretty sure I didn't touch him. I don't think that was anything to do with me, to be honest, but comment below if you disagree. In any case, Owen eventually manages to fight his way through to the lead, ahead of the 2 lightweights who are busy scrapping with each other. And I find myself once again in a situation where I'm getting stuck and slowed down by 2 drivers ahead of me who really should be quicker than me, and if they were in clear air they would be, but because they're fighting with each other, they're slowing me down and keeping Dom very much in the equation directly behind. Let's hope that they don't compromise each other too much. You can see I'm washing wide quite a lot in kart 25. I think there's a serious case of understeer in this kart. Managing to hold it together through that corner. And through that one as well, not too bad. That wasn't great, and you can see that the guys ahead have just edged away there. That was actually pretty good. I've managed to regain some time through that corner. And that wasn't too bad either. And if we just carried on like this, it wouldn't be an issue. The problem is that Dante is catching Owen, who goes defensive, and that obviously brings Adonis back into the equation as well. And this is where we start costing each other time. There's obviously a little bit of contact there, and all the lines are getting compromised here. I start thinking about having a go at Dante, but there's nothing doing through there. Quick look over the shoulder to make sure that no one's trying to sneak up through my inside. More contact up ahead, and now we are definitely getting compromised. A little bit of contact between me and Dante, trying to bump draft him on through the race. Come on mate, speed up. We can't afford to be losing time like this. And I don't think he realises I've stuck my nose along there. Perhaps it wasn't a very good, clever thing to do. Cost myself a little bit of time. Owen has managed to break away a little bit, and you can see Adonis is going very defensive there, taking a very tight line, which is obviously slowing him down and tempting Dante to have a go. Defensive lines continue, and you can see I've carried a lot of extra speed through there. It's not a serious attempt at a move around the outside. And just about, we managed to finish in 4th, beating Dom and Ivan, which is the objective for tonight. So managed to rescue a decent result from a dicey situation there. And now we go into the final. I've qualified 4th, which is really where I need to finish. I'm directly ahead of Dom and Ivan behind, and that's what matters. So let's see if we can stay there. Always a little bit of bumping and shuffling through the first corner as people sort of establish a pecking order. You do tend to find that lightweights get a better start than the heavyweights. Not the case this time though, as I kind of bumped into Dante going into the first corner. Perhaps he was compromised as well, I'm not too sure. Either way, I'm back in kart number 10, which by this point is sort of establishing itself as one of the better karts. However, there is an issue that will develop through the night that will rear its ugly head, and this is where it starts to become a problem. You can see I'm pressing the boost button here and nothing's happening. Eventually I give up because it's too late down the straight, and in the button is still highlighted blue, which means I haven't deployed it. A few laps later though, I do manage to sneak it down the inside of Dante. I've gone a little bit too deep, which has allowed him back through. Don't want to do that too many more times because it will cost us time to the guys behind. Another such example here, and again pressing the boost. Eventually I do get it pressed this time, but I'm more than halfway down the straight section and causes quite a lot of understeer. Dante and Adonis scrapping between themselves allows me to slip back through, but then again I've washed wide through this corner, and you're always vulnerable as a heavyweight going up that ramp. Dante has managed to regain the position. Lots of time lost here as Adonis battles with Owen. There is more contact. Dante's back in the mix, and all sorts of time being wasted. I'm bump drafting again here. I'm not interested in passing Dante. I just want him to speed up. Keep going, mate. Come on. And he in turn has had a go at Adonis down the inside. I don't think I've got the speed there to have a go myself, although I have managed to get alongside. He's got the inside, so there's not much point in having a go there. Dom is just about trying to get in there, but there's a gap that opens. Managed to slot my car in there and ward off the attack. Can't afford too many more of these instances. I'll sort of have a half-hearted go at Adonis there, which was not very clever. It cost myself a lot of time. The boost issue rears its head again. Again, I don't get it pressed. More time wasted. And now you can see that Dante and Adonis scrapping up ahead, which allows Dom to sneak through. We've wasted too much time dealing with these guys. Dom gesticulating wildly. He wants to work together. I don't want to work together. It's the final of the final. I want to get past. I sort of have a half-hearted go here, but I'm just not close enough to make it work. Again, Dom signals that he doesn't want to fight, and this is where I really didn't need this boost issue. You can see the button still highlighted. I didn't get the boost when I needed it. This is right at the end, and unfortunately Dom has managed to beat me to the checkered flag. So across the series I've managed to win 2, a third, 2 seconds and another third. Ultimately that is enough to secure first in the championship. I am the lead heavyweight despite that poor final result. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.